What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Discount Gaming. I am one of your hosts, John, a.k.a. Iron Business 01.
You're
Nothing,
next.
really.
Go.
Really?
I am another one of your hosts. Mr.
Can we redo that real quick?
No. Oh, hell no.
Oh, shit, man. Mr. Purpose 6, guys.
How long has it been?
It's been a good...
2 weeks?
Yeah. Hello, Bran, a.k.a. Mortimer Smith.
Yeah, but see, now we have a camera.
Yes.
I've had practice. So what's going on, guys? We've been out for about 2 weeks. Mr. Perp was on a business trip.
Yeah, I left to Florida for a week. Orlando.
Yeah, and I was on my own business, doing my own thing. Yeah. Not at work. Or not for work.
No, yeah, just here at the house.
And working.
Yeah.
So, today we are actually going to be talking about a new game that came out recently, Path of Exile. It just came out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One. It's been out on PC.
How old is the game? Like
that I don't know. I know that it has a huge following, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, like
because
a really big following.
I've heard it before, but I've never played it until...
Yeah.
Was it not always free?
No, it's always been free.
Oh, okay.
Since day one. I know that whenever they released it on the console, it had already hit an expansion, and then just following them on Twitter and everything like that, they're getting ready to release their second expansion, which is Legion, that's supposed to bring in like new classes, new characters, more skill trees, as if that's what they need.
That's ridiculous.
It's on the 5-year plan.
Yes.
Did you see the skill tree? I don't think I showed you the skill tree we were playing.
No, dude, the skill trees are massive.
Yeah?
Massive. Like, Jesus fuck.
So, remember when I was playing Batman, and you see, like, Batman's little things that you buy, his abilities or whatever, and they're connected?
Okay, yes.
Like, it looks like little honeycombs, and they're all connected? These, like, it starts off with one, and then, like, you're zoomed in, so you're looking at a very small portion of it. Because when you zoom out, it's actually, like, a humongous web. Like, a huge web of just abilities.
Let me see if I can actually pull one up.
It's ridiculous.
Yep. I don't know. I was confused with the just with like putting the gems on your items.
Oh, okay. Where you the sockets, and I think they are gems, right?
Yeah, the skill gems.
Yeah, skill gems.
Yeah, I don't know. I
was
trying to
don't
figure that part out.
I don't know what class this is for, but that's a skill tree.
Wow. Can we pull this up or no?
Yeah, actually I can. Hold on.
You're gonna be able to show the people?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting.
We're moving on up.
We are.
These headphones are so hot.
Yeah.
We all sound good. It's fine. Oh, the sides of my face. That's good that we're like moving on up and we're being recorded, but they can see, all of my sweatiness.
See that gloss off your head?
Oh,
and then the face
not even that good.
is going to be in the
Jeffree Star
middle.
gloss.
Let me see.
Let's start doing our makeup.
There you go.
Don't play.
No?
I need some setting spray right now. It's hot.
All right, guys. So while we are recording, this is our first recording, actually.
Well,
so.
no, technically our second.
Okay,
The
our
first one got
our
done.
first successful recording.
Hopefully, we'll find out at the end of this.
Yeah.
Well, I've already made 2 videos, so I know it works. So I'm going to load the image of the skill tree so you guys have an idea. So let me pull that up.
That's awesome.
Let's see.
And I feel comfortable with Isaiah being right there just because, like,
You
it's
can see
kinda
what big goofballs we are.
No, like, it'll help us,
Like it'll
interact
look
with the-
weird because we're not just staring at that. We're looking at. Isaiah's our friend. He's been on the podcast once.
Once or twice?
Once.
He's also
He
a listener.
listens to us,
Yeah.
though, which is weird.
Like, he brings up old bits.
And then he talks about shit that we talk about on the podcast, and I'm like, how? How do you know that? He's like, oh, you talked about it on the podcast.
Right. All right, so what you guys see pulled up right now is actually the skill tree. It's kind of covering the overall banner, but I wanted to give you guys an idea. This is a very, very far zoomed out. You can actually see the entire skill tree. I don't know what class this is for, but it's ridiculous.
The skill trees are big. Like, that's a lot. You have to wonder if you're even able to unlock everything. I mean, you have to be able to, right? You have to be able to unlock every single thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, the replayability in something like this is...
You can go back.
Yeah, oh yeah. Plus you have the, like the memory fragments, all that other stuff. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong goddamn button. Let me see. There we go. Sorry,
Cool.
having some technical difficulties.
My question is, what is the point of the game?
To tell you the truth, I really wish that I had like a better understanding of the story, but with as much time, because I'm not like I've put in between 80 and 100 hours already.
That's too much.
Well, I feel like that's enough for you to get like a base.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Well, plus
understanding.
I play with a lot of the systems and stuff like that, but
Just because this game is really complicated.
yeah, it's very extensive. But keep in mind, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, which is the one with the expansion, took me a total of about 38 hours to beat. That's not speed running. That's just start to finish, exploring all the map, beating the bosses, so on and so forth. And that one had That one had 5 chapters. With 8,200 hours in Path of Exile, I'm only hitting chapter 3 so far. And I don't know how many chapters are in
Yeah,
it.
I was about to ask.
But I mean, this game is incredibly mad, and the fact that it's free just blows my fucking mind. Because everything from the detail of the game.
But like the packs that you can get to make the game better for yourself.
They're free.
They are free.
Yeah, the only thing you pay for is cosmetic.
Oh, okay. So
That's
kind
it.
of like Fortnite with
Well, yeah.
buying. Like
Well, in
outfits
Fortnite, it's
and
like
stuff.
emotes and
Yeah.
whatever else, other shit. But in this one, it's just like an overall skin for your armor. So it's
Mhm.
like it doesn't matter what your armor is; it's going to look like this, or
Okay.
like wings, or shit like that.
Because upgrading your armor comes with just playing the game. You have to go through that.
Yeah, well, grinding and like finding new ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. Are you falling asleep already?
Yes.
No. I was listening to you guys completely.
We're gonna pull that up. and we're
I
gonna
actually
double
took
check.
like quick notes. Hold on, quick notes is 3 pages on this little pad.
Quick notes.
Yes.
I saw this last time I was here. It's not quick.
All right, so like I said, free to download and play. If you're playing it on the PlayStation 4, you don't have to have PlayStation Plus, but you do on the Xbox. You have to have Gold because Microsoft likes to fuck everything up. Xavier, that's for you. Yes.
We
you
know. We know.
Yeah, there's 7 character classes to start with. I didn't write all those down. I started with a mage. I always start with a mage. Let me see. You've got your life bar. There's a shield component in there, which took me a while to figure out. So if you look at the top left, there's like a red orb, and then there's like a blue sliver. And based on how you build and stuff like that, that blue sliver gets bigger. And that's like your natural shield. So that depletes before it ever hits your health. And that one took me a little bit to figure out. Inventory slots. My one complaint is you only have 60 inventory squares. Which sounds like a lot until you keep in mind that, like, a sword could take up
Like,
8.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Or something like that. So you really have to, maintain your inventory. And that's the other thing is for you guys that want to play this or that are starting to play this, don't pick everything up. There's no need for it, and you'll find yourself. You keep falling asleep.
I'm paying attention.
Okay. I swear to God, if you fall asleep to the point where you like fucking smash your head on the table,
That would be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
No, but I'm not
For
really.
our first video, that would be amazing.
I'm not falling asleep.
That'd be 1 million views right there.
I don't think. It probably.
But yeah, guys. So if y'all are just starting playing this, don't pick everything up. Focus on things like let me see what are they called? The Scrolls of Wisdom, your Portal Scrolls, stuff like that, because that's what's used in currency, and it's usually smaller items, so you can get more of them. Those actually stack in groups of 40. Like I thought they'd stack in groups of like 99 or.
Is that what I saw? Because I had a couple of those orbs, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
what
Put
they
them
did.
away.
So
Yeah.
your which one is it? The Scrolls of Wisdom are used more often than not, but they're also used to identify items. So that's where the first balance comes in. Is you have to decide, okay, well, if I find an item that's not identified, do I want to use a Scroll of Wisdom, or wait and just save the currency? But most of the time, if you're out there and you're on loot runs or killing bosses or something, the items that you pay attention to are usually in gold or in blue.
So who are we going around and hunting? Are we hunting other players? Or are we hunting?
No, so I haven't seen a PvP area in this yet. Just PvE, just doing the story mode.
Mm-hmm.
You can group up in parties of 6, which is 2 more than like your typical 4 player. I was able to party up with a couple of people that that I have on my friends list, and the party system is really easy, like really really easy. You just change your in-game, I guess, notification from running solo to open party, and they can just find you, party up, and you're done. Like literally, it
And
takes.
you can do that with random people as well,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you log into the game, and I think you have to on PlayStation, I think you have to hit square to accept a party invite. It's just as easy as running up to somebody, hit or click on them, and it brings up a little menu. And if they're accepting parties, you just go to invite. They either accept or deny. If they accept, boom, you're partied up and you're good to go. Like literally seconds.
Well,
Let me see.
you felt us looking at you, or what?
Hit
You got scared.
Mr. Purpose. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I made sure to get all of them. Let me see. Life and mana flasks. I thought that that they were all the same and stuff like that. Those you really want to start paying attention to. Those are the little jars for like your health and your mana.
I bought a jar from one of the from who is it Nisa?
Nessa?
Someone.
Yeah.
I bought a little jar, and I thought I was gonna do something with it, but I didn't do anything with that.
So those, you actually have to like take it and equip it like you would like gear or armor or anything like that. But as you start playing more and stuff like that, you find bigger jars. So like you go from just a regular like small flask to like I've got like a greater life jar of health or some shit like that. And same with the mana ones, where I think they start holding like 5 charges, but the bigger they get. I'm so glad we've got camera on this. But like you start finding larger ones that can hold more charges, which really works out because once you start getting into larger mobs, those refill just by killing mobs. So you can either just kill mobs or you can go back into town, and both of those refill them completely.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
what to do with that.
Yeah, dude, trust me, there's a ton of stuff in this game. One one thing that I did find out, because especially when you start getting into like the memory fragments, you start coming across like huge groups of like loot and stuff like that, and like next thing you know, your entire screen is just covered with pieces of loot tags. And rather than like going through and keeping what you want and discarding the rest or something, you can actually use R3, the analog, and actually like choose what you want, like up, down, left, right, stuff like that, and just pick up like specific items, which was really cool. Like
that's when you're like fighting like a bunch of people, right?
Yeah. So like if you kill a mob and there's like 60 pieces of gear out there, well, you can't pick up all 60. So you can use your R3 analog stick and actually choose, okay, I want this item, and then just skip the rest and then just move on.
Very efficient.
Yeah. Let me see.
You noticed about the game.
There's so much writing. There's so much reading. It was cool. I picked the mage also, but I didn't get as nearly as far as you did. I put 20 minutes of gameplay into it.
You didn't have a chance to.
It was
because as soon as you started playing it, you had to get on the plane the next morning.
Yeah. And even then, when I got back and I tried to play when I was back, it's too much.
He might have forgot how to play.
Probably.
Too.
Honestly, it's not hard to do. It really isn't. Until you get later on, and you've got that muscle memory that just kind of understands. There's a lot to this game. There
really is.
You can upgrade your weapons, your armor, your gear, stuff like that, but it only goes up because in here it's called quality, like the quality of your weapon or something like that. But it can only go as high as 20%.
And it only lasts so long, right?
No, unlike Diablo, your gear in here doesn't degrade. So like if you die, in a boss fight or something, in Diablo, if you get beat, like that severely degrades your armor quality. But in here, that's not the case. Like once it's there, it's there. Which I'm a really big fan of because, you get to a point where, you die a couple of times or you go on runs for too long. Eventually, you're forced to go back to town just to repair, and then you go back. It takes out a couple of steps, to make everything a lot more streamlined. Mm-hmm. Portal Scrolls. At first, you can buy them from... What's her name? Nessa?
Yeah, it reminded me of that one girl from Magic.
Actually, I think it is Nessa.
Yeah.
Nessa the Sunseeker.
She's the red one?
No, the green one. She's a green elf from the Mirrodin series. Don't judge me for knowing all of that off the top of my head. Let me see.
It's Nissa.
In IS? Or in
IS.
Okay. Nissa.
Nissa
the
Nissa.
Sunseeker.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, because there's the original version, which is the Sunseeker, and then there's a corrupted version of her.
Yeah, maybe.
Where they've
She's a
given her
planeswalker,
drugs.
though.
Yeah.
The corrupted version is after she's done
My
drugs.
brow is sweating.
I could try to point the fan down again.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's
Let me
fine.
do it.
He needs to get up and stretch. So, the gem system. The gem system, which is also your abilities, is easily one of the most extensive systems I've ever seen in any game.
I couldn't figure it out, too.
All right, so there's three different kinds.
Because everything requires, or everything can have a gem with it, right?
Most pieces of equipment can, but it depends. Is it one slot? It starts at one slot, and you can have as many as four. 4 slots in one piece. The colors, though, that's right. The colors of those gem slots is what you have to pay attention to, though. Mm-hmm. Because if it's a blue gem slot, those are spells. If it's green, those are abilities. And then if it's red, it's supports. Or melee attacks. But the cool thing is that
you're gonna die.
like you can mix and match those. So like if you have like Fireball. It's a basic spell, it's a blue gem. So you put that in there, and as long as there's a link to like another one, there's I believe it's I want to say it's a green gem that is lesser projectile support. So you equip that, and since they're linked, now instead of shooting 1 fireball, you're shooting 3. Or if you use a greater projectile support, well, instead of 3, now you're shooting anywhere between 5 and 10.
Like fireballs, you said?
Yeah,
Wow.
at the same time. So
And that's how you defeat mobs.
one of many ways. But it's cool because it really lets the player take a spell that they enjoy and make it their spell. So, I mean, there's gems to slow down projectiles. There's one that I found where I want to say it's like called Totem Support Gem or some shit like that. But it lets you, instead of casting a spell, you generate a totem that will cast the spell for you. So, like, if you're in an area with a bunch of big mobs, you can just throw a totem out there, and basically it will run support for you while you're doing your thing.
Just
So you know
in case
how-
you're there by yourself. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
So you know how Android users are able to change and customize the fuck out of their phones?
Yeah.
And iPhone is pretty much just set the
Yes.
way it is. This game is like an Android. And
Basically, yeah.
I'm not living for it.
Honestly, like that's actually a really good comparison because this game,
You can do everything.
yeah, like in this comparison, Diablo 3 would be Apple, where Path would be Android. Like, I mean,
There's so much, dude. There's
It
so much
really is.
customization.
there really, really is.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. Corrupted items. This one caught me by surprise. So, whenever you're going through levels, every once in a while you'll see like a little red gem appear on your map, and those are corrupted areas. So if you go through, usually the difficulty isn't much harder than what you're doing. But if you get all the way through, you beat the boss, then there's a little totem shrine there, and you open that, and it gives you a bunch of items. But everything is corrupted. Corrupted weapons, corrupted gear, corrupted... You always get a corrupted gem. And none of that works like regular items. So corrupted gear and weapons you can use just like anything else. But corrupted gems, you can equip it like normal, but you can only use it once you kill so many enemies. And then it gives you 1 charge to use it. And then like you have to... That's the worst part. But they're easily 10 to 12 times stronger than the normal version of that spell.
Which is why it takes forever to achieve that.
Yeah, to like charge up. Let me see.
Brought out the notepad.
Oh, so like spells, skills, stuff like that. They're especially early game, and you might have hit a couple where like you'll go and you'll do a mission or whatever, and you'll come back and they give you a reward, and usually they'll give you like 5 gems and like you can pick one. Okay, the cool thing about it is if you say whatever 5 gems at it, like 5 spells, if you pick one, you're not lost on the rest of them. You can still obtain those. All you have to do is in chapter 1, I think you go to Nisa, go to the last page of what she's selling, and there's all the gems that have been unlocked. So it's really cool because basically, like, you're getting one for free, and then you just buy the rest. And I think they're all scrolls of wisdom or whatever the fuck it's called. And usually it's only like 1 scroll a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, you could unlock everything and get at least a quarter of those for free.
That'd be cool.
So-
That'd be cool.
Let's see, what else? Oh, okay, so something just flew out of my notepad. So the other thing that I found was on one of the runs that I did, there's like I got a card, and it looks like honestly it looks like a really poorly drawn magic card, and they're divination cards, and I had no clue what they were for. But I want to say in the expansion that's out right now, there's I think 18 of them, and if you go through, like each of them has a little number, like 1 of like 5. Well, if you go through and collect all 5 of that one set, you can take them to somebody in Act 4. Oh, so I guess I'm in Act 4. Either way, I just got there. But there's a guy in Act 4. You can take him and trade in, the set, and he gives you like exotics, legendaries, like special skills, stuff like that for those divination cards. So, like my next goal is to find an actual set and see what happens when you trade those in.
That'd be cool. I'm pretty sure you can find out what happens, but
well, yeah,
it's always fun to do it.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, just in the systems alone, you could easily spend 20 hours. Easily. Like, just playing with what gems affect what spells in different ways and supports and all that. I mean, it's massive. It's absolutely massive.
It's really big, and it's a lot of detail, and it's honestly crazy that it's free. Like, as detailed and as massive as it is, and it's free.
Oh, yeah. I actually, I want to see when this game was released.
I'm just kidding, guys.
It's hot in here.
I kind of want to pause and just like step outside real quick and then
come back. The original Path of Exile was released on October 23rd of 2013. 2013. In 6 years, they've released successfully. They've got a 9 out of 10 on Steam. 91% of people liked this game. They've already released their first expansion, and they're getting ready to release their second one. Like, that is fucking incredible.
Yeah, for that short amount of time, this game has moved a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, easily. And the fact that, I mean, it has the cult following that it does have, that's even more impressive. But...
And it was just released for PlayStation?
Yeah, the week... So, 2 weeks ago, roughly, is when it was released for console. But, as of right now, there's not any cross-play. They want to go for it, but, I was actually able to reach somebody through email. Unfortunately, nobody could come on the show because at that, they were already working on the expansion, but I didn't know about it yet. But they said that they don't want to talk about crossplay until this newest expansion, which is Legion, is released off the ground and completely stable.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Like I was just seeing the different players that were in the same area as me.
Well, yeah, and that's just on the platform you're playing on. That's not taking into account PC gamers or Xbox players. So
none of them can cross over, right? Or they can?
That's what we were talking about.
No, right now they can't.
Yeah.
Right now they can't.
That's what I thought.
But to think, once all that's possible, they have to come up with some kind of server system or something, because walking into a town and seeing like 1,000 players at one time, that's too much. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to come up with a server setting or something. So, hold on. There's a trick to that fan. Hold on.
Everybody's gonna step up.
There's a trick to the fan.
And get some stepped up personal space up in this place. I don't know. That's why I told you to get a monster.
Dude, it doesn't help. It doesn't.
Not with that attitude.
So the monster needs my positive attitude for it to do its job?
Yes.
Yes, it's a positive monster.
Then I'm positive that your edible is what's making me sleepy. And the monster would do nothing for me.
If anything, it would just balance you out. Just bring you back up.
That would be horrible.
That's when they that's what they sell 2 for $5.
There you go. Just in case. But no, I mean, we've already said it a couple of times, but it's ridiculous how massive a game like this is while being free. I've gone through my rating system, everything from being so amazing, I would pay full price day one, no contest, all the way down to being completely pissed off that I got it for free. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And this game, like, I would easily pay $65 for this game day one. Like, it is. Amazing.
I wouldn't, but that's probably because just how long it's gonna take for me to get used to playing it.
Well, yeah, that, I mean, plus games like, Diablo style games aren't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that I thought was really cool is, and I haven't seen this since Diablo 1, is, if you go into an area, yes, you can wander around aimlessly until you eventually get to where you're going. But if you press down, which brings up your map, it gives you like the live view of your map while you're moving around, so you see all the areas.
I noticed that for this game too.
Yeah, so like,
yes,
which is really cool because if you start exploring, your area of influence is actually really, really big on a map. But it's cool because, like, say you're moving north, and a door appears, but you're not quite there yet. Well, now you know where that door is. So, once that icon shows up, you can travel the other way because now you know where it is. Like, you see it on the big map on your entire screen.
Because it's exposed to you,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
okay.
So, I mean, even if you don't travel all the way there, as long as the icon's exposed, it's there. The other thing that's really cool, it's kind of annoying at times, is all the maps are completely randomly generated. Completely. But the annoying part of that is that, say you're exploring a map, and this actually happened a couple times. I'm exploring a map, and, I'm having an issue with a new spell that I'm using. So I travel back to town, but I didn't find the waypoint yet, which is like that glowing sigil on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I wasn't able to go anywhere because I hadn't found any other way.
Yeah. So I use the town portal. I go back to town, do my thing. Well, if you take too long, if you take longer than, I think it's 8 to 15 minutes, and you get back, the entire map has been wiped and regenerated. So it's not one of those where, like, once you explore all of it, like, it's there, it's locked.
Is that how they're able to have so many people play?
I want to say that that's part of it, but I think another part of that is, I mean, it could be just computing power, to save on RAM. If it's always generating something new and it's not holding on to something, that's less taxing for, whatever the server's doing. But I think another part of that is to keep the game fresh. So it's like, if I go through and I clear an area and I go back to town, I turn it off for the night, get back in, well, now I have to explore initially what's an entire new area. So yeah. I can't just, by memory, just, okay, well, I know the door is, like, northeast, so I just go straight northeast. Now I can't do that because now I don't know where the fuck the door is going to be. So
it reminds me of Minecraft, where when you enter a new world and you have your map, but it's not. There's nothing on the map. You have to explore.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But I mean, all in all, the quality of this game is way more than I could have hoped for.
For a free game, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, way more. And I think the only thing other than, what it is that impressed me more is that they didn't shove this down everybody's throat. They didn't advertise all over everywhere. There weren't commercials on TV and...
Yeah, there were. Or now there is.
Now there is.
Yeah.
Now that it's been dropped. But you've got to think, okay, how many people came to play Path of Exile to say, okay, well, maybe we should advertise this. But either way, like, I don't see advertisements everywhere. It's like I might see one occasionally, maybe. But for the most part, like their advertising team, if they have one, is got to be very minimalist. Like, they're keeping this game completely word of mouth, and even then it's spreading like wildfire. It really is. So, but I will say that this game, well, okay, so I've bought Diablo 3 at least in the double digits. And I've beaten it more so. By myself, I've probably beaten Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls probably 40 times.
Yeah.
No joke.
Damn.
Yeah. When I get into how many times I've beat it with friends of mine, that number increases by at least 10 or 20. Like, I've beaten the shit out of that game to the point where I can tell you what's where, I can tell you what act, I can tell you specific percentages of like legendary items or things like that. After playing this game with 110% confidence, I'll never play Diablo again.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless they release like Diablo 4, I'll never buy Diablo again.
Because this one just does it for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, as it is right now, 7 classes, ridiculously sized skill trees, completely randomly generated maps. I mean, even if the overall story is the same for every class, which that part probably is, as far as like the bosses and major events, even with that,
it's different for everybody because you have your own, I guess, qualities that you like in your character.
Well, but you figure, while it's the same major points in the story for all the characters, when you play with a new character, you have to relearn everything. Because you have to learn how that character attacks, their properties, what skills do what and how, and I mean, like, you have to learn all of that all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, you okay over there, sleepy boy?
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys.
I see you nodding your head a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we have a camera now and
Yes,
we can see
yes,
you
we do.
agree with us.
It's because I honestly didn't put in as much time as you did into this game.
Well, I mean, it's
nowhere near as much time as you did.
I mean, you were out for a week on business, so
Yeah.
I've got a feeling though, like, if you didn't have to fly out, you'd be in there.
It was cool when I first started playing it. When I came over the other time and we talked about it, it is a good game. It's just you need to have time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you didn't have to go out for a week, I think that you'd have the time.
Yeah.
But, Jesus Christ, we've already been going for like almost 42 minutes. 42 minutes exactly.
So you've been asleep for 42 minutes.
Yes, it's been good.
Not quality, but it's been good.
One thing I want to talk about, though, Game of Thrones.
Yes, I was going to ask you. Okay, well, first,
I don't know. Yeah, I was feeling
yeah.
we're getting to the end.
Yeah, well,
of that.
first, I at least want to get the rating and review out.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you
haven't rated a game in forever.
Better
For me, it's, if I don't give it an easy 10 out of 10, it'd be a 9 out of 10. But the only reason it would drop, which isn't even a major deal breaker, is the size of your personal inventory. Like, that's it. But in no way, shape, fashion, or form is that a deal breaker on this game. No way. So I mean,
it just makes you more strategic.
It does, but at the same time, like, there are some runs when you come across a lot of legendaries.
And you want to
epics.
take them.
Exactly. So it's like the only way to do it is collect what you can, adjust your inventory, see if you can fit 1 or 2 more pieces in there, portal back to town, stash everything, like, and just go back and forth and back and forth. But I mean, that's the only thing about this game I would change. That's it. So I mean, for me, this game's an easy 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I can't rate it. I'm sorry, but I trust your rating. It's not really. Maybe if you explained it to me, I'd understand it. I was trying to do it, dude, and I just couldn't.
Solo, it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. One of these nights, like, you guys are gonna have to bring your setup and like actually like walk you through it, because I mean, like I said, you could easily spend hours just on the spell system and the skill system, and just how everything can change everything.
Mm-hmm.
That alone is massive enough to initially be its own game by itself, because you figure you have that. And then you have the main story arc, and then on top of that, you have memory fragments. Like, the amount of content in this game is just baffling. Like, I'm probably not going to beat this game for bare minimum another month.
Yeah,
at least. I'm
thinking like a year and shit.
Probably because now that they're getting ready to release the new expansion. I don't know what all that's going to bring with it. I don't know how many more missions or anything like that. So, I mean, I am honestly very excited because having a game that's finally going to take me longer than a week to beat is just super exciting for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Really,
what I mean?
a week?
Yeah, because you figure, Anthem, it took me 4 days to beat.
See, I was thinking more like you need way more time than that for this. game.
For this game, yeah, for this game, it's going to take me way more time. But most games, like most modern day games, I can beat in a week or less.
Okay.
That's why he's excited.
Yeah,
for this game.
because like I mean, look at Destiny 1. I beat Destiny 1 in 4 hours, like 3.5, 4 hours.
He could probably beat. I was gonna say Final Fantasy.
Kingdom Hearts,
yeah,
probably.
like by
Well, because you let me use the collection. In 2 weeks, I had 3 of the games beat already. You know, and
you still have that, right?
yeah, and like I said, that like I don't believe in speed running through a game. Like, it's actually playing the game and enjoying it. It's just with as fast as I read, with as fast as I learn, and everything like that, and as quick as I can understand an in-game system, it doesn't take me very long.
Yeah, to get comfortable with the game.
Yeah. So, you know, this game's easily a month, if not more, before I can say, oh, I beat, the story mode or what have you. But even after that, then I still have to beat all the memory fragments, and I don't even know how long that's going to take me. So, but no,
we will see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, for me, this is an easy 10 out of 10. 10 flaming skulls out of 10. But, for that, like, if you guys wanted to actually get into it, come out to the house and, I'll walk you through everything and we can actually party up and go on runs and stuff like that. So,
sounds like a plan. That sounds like something we can do.
I do actually, because now that we are recording video, sleepy boy, I have our Twitch set up. I have our YouTube channel set up, so like this video is actually going to go on our YouTube channel after I do all the editing and everything like that, which is really weird because now I actually have to edit, and I'm not used to that. Like, I'm used to being very proud on not editing things, so it's intro, outro, done. Maybe audio levels, but here, like just building the little intro segment, which uses the same song from our podcast, took me like a
That's
good,
awesome.
Yeah, and I actually did that just for you. I'm not even joking.
I like that song a lot.
Just building the little intro video for it took me 6 hours. Just the fucking intro part of it, and it came out really cool. Like, I'm really, really happy with it, but like, it's nowhere near as fast a process as it is doing just audio editing. And now, like, for this video, where I'm going to start taking, like, the video and the audio and matching, the tones and everything on that, and then doing the intro, and like it.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I have to think about what I'm going to have to wear now.
Right?
I can't come naked like I used to be.
Just come on, all hobo-ish. Which is my problem. Like now I'm gonna have to start watching. Thankfully, like, you can't see the basketball shorts that I'm wearing. So,
are we waist up?
Yeah, actually from like right here.
And we got our sponsors, Big Gulp and Monster.
I wish.
Might as well, man. I'm fucking drinking of these sons of bitches. If it's not these, then it's the what do you? Yeah, the Polar Pop.
Polar Pop from Circle K.
Yeah, you got to choose, man.
Yeah,
gotta choose.
Which I'm rather salty about. I went to go get one earlier, and none of the fucking sodas worked.
Good thing we didn't go to Circle K because we went to.
Yeah, well, it's just this one up here. But
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, good thing we didn't go to that.
It's a busy intersection, though.
It really is. But you would think that they would order more to keep up with that.
That's very true.
But when I go up there and I try 6 different sodas and they're all fucking carbonated water, I mean, come on now.
No soda for you today.
Right? So I just went to Walmart.
So, I don't know if you want to bring up the...
Right now. I want to bring up Game of Thrones right now because
okay.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I haven't since day one. But everybody, like, I've seen so much of it on Facebook and on Twitter about how completely fucking shitty, like, the ending was for all of it. So, being, like, my two best friends, like, I want to get y'all's opinion on this.
It wasn't shitty.
No?
No.
I wanted more, but it wasn't shitty.
No.
Like, everything that happened should have happened, but it should have happened over, like, 4 more episodes. You know, it felt so rushed. Like, from one second to the next, like, we're already fucking done with it. Like, I don't know.
I think what everybody was saying was Rush was Daenerys. Like, we get it. They built her up to be this this compassionate, this tough ruler, but compassionate. Not at all, mad queen like she ended up being. But if you look at it, if you go back and truly pay attention, she was always murderous. She was always crazy. She was always mad. She was always teeter-tottering from completely blowing the fuck up to being, okay. But she was never going to be the hero. Whomever thought that, and even then, the fact that people thought it was going to be Jon, we always knew we were going to get a bittersweet ending. We always knew none of us were going to like the ending. That's what they told us a long time ago. You guys are going to like it, but you're not going to like it. And honestly, I loved it.
Yeah.
The king that they picked, that was strange. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Like Doctor Strange.
But,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, he's a good choice. Why not?
I feel like my mind for him was already set on being the Hand, but I was like, Tyrion, like he's a pretty good hand.
Real quick, I just want to point this out. So, at any other time in our podcast, you especially, you are fucking notorious for this. Like, editing your audio drives me batshit crazy because normally you sit here and you talk like this.
Do I?
And you're always real proper, but you never get very loud.
Yeah, you don't.
But when it comes to Game of Thrones, well, then all of a sudden you're talking like this and you're ready to fuck some shit up. And I mean, like, passion. Pure passion, dude.
I
fucking
liked
love
them. I enjoyed the time I spent watching Game of Thrones.
It was the last season was great. I didn't hate it the way I'm not part of that group of Game of Thrones fans that just hated the last season. I'm okay with the way it ended. It worked out.
So, being diehard fans, the way you guys are, would you say that the journey from start to finish was worth it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I only started 2 years ago though, so
But you've seen all of it.
yes.
So
It was again. I didn't hate the time I spent, or the effort I spent to watch it, because it was really, really good. Up until the last couple of seasons, like I could see, or it was obvious where the writing from the books ended, because it
What do
was
you
all
they ran out of book material.
well, yeah. I know that the show is like much further than the books are, but like, was it really obvious? Like, seeing how all of this progressed and then like a shift.
Oh, there was a shift in the writing of the series because you could tell that they no longer had George R.R.'s books to back them up for a lot of the smart stuff that they used to say. Like, towards the end, there was a lot of jokes. There was a lot more funnier. Like, you could tell that they wouldn't be in the book kind of jokes. There was a lot more dick jokes. And it was just like the writing, you could tell, did shift a little bit. But the show's overall tone, it didn't at all. It went from, dealing with the whole politics of Westeros to dealing with the magic of the White Walkers to dealing with politics all over again. And that's what the show ended on, is the politics of Westeros. There was no magic. The dragons were gone. Everything that was supernatural about the show, Jon's coming back from the dead, the White Walkers, Arya's ability to steal faces, like all of the magic
She
aspects.
did not steal a face. That's one thing that I was really pissed off about this season, because they built her up to be this really badass. She
fulfilled her badassery. She was the one that was meant to kill the Night King.
Yes, but with what training from the Faceless?
Well, I mean, she became the ninja that she needed to be, because the Night King couldn't be defeated in all-out battle in a war. He couldn't be defeated. His army was too massive. He was too good. So what they needed was an assassin. He needed to be assassinated, not hand-to-hand combat because you weren't gonna win, not in an all-out army against army because you weren't gonna win. You needed to go in there, sleuth, all stealthy as fuck, and
Yeah,
there was no
but
other way to kill that man.
I don't know. She didn't take a face, and I was pissed, and I wanted her to take a face.
What do you mean take a face?
It's because
She can literally-
basically what she was trained to do is to like be someone else by killing someone and taking their face
Oh wow.
and like acting, talking like them, and dressing like them.
She could
So
pretty much be anybody she wanted. She
yes.
could kill somebody, steal their face, and then she's them.
Oh wow.
Like the perfect master of disguise.
So
Yeah.
I was expecting for something like that to happen with her, and nothing. There was
Like-
not even anything brought up as far as her face.
really?
Yeah, this season, nothing.
Damn.
pissed.
Okay, so I did see. It was more of a meme, but I did see a tweet about it. Something about Jon Snow having some sort of secret,
Yes.
and
so-
then it not mattering or some shit like that.
The secret of his parentage. Like, it turns out that he was the rightful king. He was Daenerys' nephew. He was the son of the old prince that died. He was king. He's king.
He was like
He's-
the rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah. His daddy was supposed to be king, and then his daddy died. He had one son. That was him. He should be king.
And his sister, or not
Well,
sister,
his
but-
daddy's sister was the only last living heir that people knew about, so she thought, oh, I'm queen. But no, in reality, he had more claim to the throne because he was the son of the prince.
And this was found out after they were fucking
Yeah,
wow.
they fucked.
a couple times.
And
A couple of times.
she, when she found out that he was actually her nephew, she was like, you can never tell anybody. Like, that has to be a secret.
Yeah, but you could still love each other.
Let's be together, but you can never tell anybody who you really are. And
That's like some Luke and Leia
So
shit.
basically, the whole point of his heritage was to piss her off to the fact that she didn't
she was
trust anybody, and
Yeah.
it made her really paranoid. So she became the Mad Queen.
because in the
Because-
end, his parentage meant nothing. He went back to the wall. He didn't take the throne. He didn't claim anything. He's not even king anymore.
So is it because he didn't want to, or he just?
He
Okay,
said
so because he killed the queen, so he kills Daenerys, and because he killed her, all of her armies, which there's still a lot of them around, were like, well, you need to do something about that. Like, we're gonna accept the fact that she torched the whole city, and we're gonna accept the fact that she needed to die because she was crazy. Like, all that's cool, but the guy that killed her still committed a crime, so handle that. So they were like, okay, so we won't make him king. That'll be the first thing, and they were like, no, that's not
because it was
enough.
just going to cause a war.
Yeah, that's not enough. Handle that better. So they were like, all right, well, he can't do anything. We'll send him to the wall. He claims no titles. He's never going to be known as anything. He's gone. We're like, all right,
Damn.
cool. So pretty much that's it. John went back to where he started.
And then Bran was just looking out for the betterment, is it the
Betterment.
of the realm. Like he just wanted to make sure that the realm was safe.
Interesting.
That's all he cared about. So him being on the Iron Throne or the Iron Wheelchair, what's it called? Is
The Iron
something that he's willing to do in order to.
And even then, if you see that
Preserve
last
humanity.
episode, he's not king. He walks into the small council, which is the council that helps the king run the realm, and he looks around. And he's all like, "Oh, you guys are missing a master of war. You're missing a master of whispers." And the council's all like, "No, right now we're not concentrating on war or secrets. We're working on building the city again and financial stuff." And he was like, "Okay, you guys seem to have everything handled here. I'm gonna go find that dragon that ran away." And he leaves. Like, he
That was
doesn't
it.
even want to be king. He's not even acting as king. He's leaving this small council of very smart men and women in charge. So, I don't know. It looks like George said that he was going to go... George, like we're best friends. He said
You're
that-
not?
that the way the show ended, he says that Daenerys was going to be mad. Like, he doesn't understand why everyone's pissed. It's very obvious that that's the route even the book is taking. So he confirmed that. But he did say that the ending won't be the same, but it's gonna be very similar to this. The ending will be bittersweet in the book as it is in the show. It won't be identical because there's still 2 more books, I think. And his books are ridiculously long.
Well, yeah, but now you have to keep in mind, now it's not necessarily an original story. Now it's going to be more of an adaptation. So,
his
ending.
No, I feel like he's built up a lot more stuff than the show did.
You think so?
Yeah.
And so you have to wonder, like, he has so many little, like, prophecies and little, like,
and
plots.
that's something that the show kind of like dismissed. You know, all the little theories that or like you said, prophecies that were meant to happen, kind of they just blew it off.
Yeah, but see, in the book, he can actually have the time to, you know, close off all those plot holes, finish off those prophecies, because he has still 2 more books left. The next one's supposed to come out soon. It was supposed to come out right after the show ended, and then after that, we have 1 more book, and it's supposed to be The Winds of Winter is the next one, and then A Dream of Spring is the last one.
Damn. We're waving at the boss. So what else did you want to bring up?
No, I mean,
because I threw out Game of Thrones, and you were like, "Oh, we're going to talk about this shit." All right.
No, it's because I was going to talk about the year.
The year of what?
Yes, so we have passed our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah,
but then in all fairness, we showed up maybe a couple months after.
Yeah, yeah. But either way, I mean, the fact. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did not think that this podcast was gonna last a year. I really didn't. No, I didn't. Like it was one of those things. Like I hope it does, but I won't be devastated if it doesn't. But yeah. May 17th was our 1-year anniversary. And I've got to say, you know, in the year that we've been around, we've had probably way too much fun. You know, the different guests that we've had on the show, the different hosts that we've had on the show. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe it's already been a year.
Yeah. It really is.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
It's been something.
Yeah, it's been something.
No. It really has been a lot of fun. The podcast has been great.
We learned a lot as far as like how to
podcast.
Yeah. We're getting better.
That's debatable, but
definitely got better. More technology.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I streamed for the first time the other night, and it's a completely different animal. Like it's a completely different animal because now, like, you have the chance of people watching you in real time. So if you're sitting there and you're talking about a game and all of a sudden just, you know, like that shit's out there. Like like somebody's gonna be like, oh shit, this motherfucker just farted on camera. And plus, it's
is that what we were gonna do tonight?
Fart on camera?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
We're not gonna. No, were we gonna stream live tonight? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, we were.
No one told me this.
Motherfucker, I said the streaming equipment is goddamn.
I thought that we were just recording ourselves and like we were doing what you said we were gonna do.
Okay. So originally we were going to stream this episode, but because we didn't have the chance to work out the audio, you know, technicalities and troubleshooting and stuff. That's why we decided to just record it and then post it later.
Mm-hmm. But in all actuality, you can have this go straight to YouTube after.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can have it go straight to
Twitch.
Facebook. I can have it go to Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, like.
Which is why you have it set up to where, what's it called? You can pull up whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
And have it come up.
And it's cool. Really cool because, you know, like. You know, we have the layout and all that other stuff that I built for it. And if we were streaming right now, you know, we would be on Twitch. But what's really cool is the way that I have it, you know, everything set up is if somebody comes in and starts watching us, they can chat with us like in real time. Like they can ask us questions and then we can answer them directly.
That's how Twitch works.
And it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I've never had the know-how or the technology. And I actually talked about this the other day whenever I was streaming because, somebody asked me about, did I have to spend a lot of money to start this up? And I think I streamed for like 3.5, maybe 4 hours. And most of it was me just answering questions from this person who eventually wants to start a podcast and start streaming and stuff. And I told him, I was like, no, like if you know what you're doing and, you take the time. Like, we literally started with zero funding.
Yeah, I mean, it's all been either luck or just, again, know-how.
Well, not only that, I mean, when you think about it, before we got, this awesome recording gear, thanks to Mr. Perp.
The Zoom.
We were recording our podcast on an iPhone.
Yeah.
And then we would post
Which is doable, but, it's
and he was asking, well, how much do you pay a month and all that other stuff. And I told him, I was like, honestly, like, go with companies like Anchor. Like, they will host you for free. They will help, share your podcast for free, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of options that people have. And then he was like, well, your camera quality is really good. Your audio quality isn't the greatest, but, we can understand what you're saying. And, it's clear enough. How much did you spend on all that? And I told him, honestly, my camera is an old iPhone. That's set up remotely. Mm-hmm. Like, the only cable that's going here is to charge it.
Yeah.
The audio is, I use the mic from the PlayStation 4, and I run it through my Android phone, and that's how I get the audio in. Like, that's it. And, like, he couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, apparently it caught on to somebody else because somebody else hit me up on Twitter earlier, saying, hey, I heard about such and such, and that this is what you do. Like, does that really work? And I ended up sending him, a PM of the setup that I have, because normally I've got the table over there that I set up. And he was like, there's no way all that works. And I was like, well, jump on, Facebook Messenger or something like that. So he hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and I had the mic on my shirt and, the camera running, and he was like, holy shit, like, you're actually doing what you said you were doing. I was like, I told you, like, if you take the time to kind of self-teach and just explore and do your research, like,
play around with the equipment that you have.
Yeah, like, there's a lot you can do.
I wouldn't have figured this out. Yeah, no, I'm saying, like walking in earlier and seeing the setup was really, really cool.
I'm not gonna lie. My only saving grace is that I am a modern day Tinkerbell. Like, I will tinker with anything. Most times it's a huge advantage. There are times when my wife fucking hates me for it. But no, I mean, it's allowed us to do what we do, and not having to worry about paying $100+ a month just for a podcast, or spending money out of pocket for graphics or, sound clips or anything like that. Like, it's all self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wish we had something to hold up our mics. They're so heavy.
Yeah, I'm playing around with that.
I know I need to get us the booms, the arms.
Yeah. Well,
honestly, though, if we were to bring those ridiculous arms, like, now that I think about it, like, we would have the 3 arms all here. All of the shit on the table, like, it would just be a mess.
Honestly,
I don't know if they'd even be able to see us.
No, honestly, that's why I got that table.
Oh, that older one?
Is for the boom arms and all that other stuff.
That's the table that you said that we can, like, drill a hole in, right?
Yeah, and it's an actual wooden top and everything, so... and the cool thing is that the sides of it are actually metal. So, whatever we
pretty
put
sturdy.
Wherever, then yeah, I mean, we're good.
That's cool. That's cool.
But eventually, like, that is going to be our recording table. That's going to be everything. And the only other thing I'm trying to find right now is a good light source. Like, I've got that lamp, which I have an LED bulb in it. It puts out a lot of really clean light. I have this LED one back here, which, I mean, lights fucking everything up.
I wish we had a ring light.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
It's
a ring?
Yeah, it's
and it's a light?
Yeah, it's a halogen light in the shape of a ring.
And the point of it is because it lights up. Like, you put it around your camera, So it's just shooting light at your face.
Yeah.
It lights you up.
That like, have you ever looked at a picture and you see like a light ring in the eyes? That's what it is. It's their eyes reflecting that white light.
Kourtney Kardashian took a ring light to the DMV to take her license picture.
Of course she did. God.
Bougie,
But yeah, so
right? Or no?
bougie.
Yes.
Mucho bougie. But yeah, guys, so
It's been fun though, honestly. Learning a lot more about gaming and stuff. I being the noob and shit. So
we're reminiscing on the last year. Oh yeah,
our resident scrub. But no, like I very much look forward to many more years.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, doing more video and having you guys over, occasionally, so we can actually stream in real time. Like, eventually, I want to get to the point where, like, we do a live Q&A for people.
Yeah.
Or shit like that. Like just invite all of our friends and say, hey, we're streaming at this time and we're just doing Q&A. And having, like, all of y'all's friends, all of my friends, and God knows who the fuck else would show up. And just seeing how absolutely fucking ridiculous that gets. Like, that's the kind of stuff I look forward to. That the YouTube channel that we can start to build now. I mean, it just seeing how much higher we can get with this.
Yeah, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it good, or doing it correctly.
Doing it good.
You're doing it good, you know.
doing it and doing it and doing it good.
Oh, like when we planned that one video when we were at the other house, remember?
The one that didn't get recorded?
Yeah, the one that didn't get recorded.
Okay, so
about that opening. What was the dumb opening that we thought about? That, like, someone would be sitting on the couch, or like we would just be recording empty couches, and then we'd come out from behind the couch and just sit down and start talking.
No, that was for our news channel.
Oh yeah.
Like using like the Pikachu and giant stuffed animals and fucking throwing each other out and shit like that.
That's funny. We should still do shit like that.
We should do shit like that. And now that I've got the room for it, I mean,
we're gonna have to edit all this out because our ideas are now out there.
No, because nobody can pull them off as well as we can. And even still, I don't even know how well we can pull them off.
Not very, not very well.
But no,
So yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up, just because I know you were really, really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm still really excited because after the night that I noticed it, I was sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and I was like, I wonder when we post our first podcast. So I went onto our platform and I looked it up, and it said May 17th, and I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, I seriously refreshed the page like 6 times just to see if that date would change, and it never did. And I was like, well, I wonder if I wrote it down anywhere else. And sure enough, I put it on my Google Calendar. And I was like, oh, my God, like, it's been a fucking year already. So.
And how was it the first time that you started
terrible.
the podcast?
So fucking terrible. So when we started out, it was myself, it was Xavier, and then it was Jamesh Champion. And we had no idea what we were doing. We were nervous as shit. We didn't know what the fuck we were going to talk about. Like, we knew what we wanted to talk about, but the second we hit record, everybody lost everything. So it was
always happens.
It does. It really does. So it was like an hour plus of just the most nervous, just random recording of shit that you could possibly imagine.
And you posted that?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I posted it because I'm one of those. It's like if I think about it too much, I'm gonna chicken out. Just like my first YouTube video that I posted the other day. It was like 50 minutes and then some change, and I was like, this is really fucking bad. Like, I want to go back and I want to do the editing and, like, actually plan this out. And I was like, nope, got to go for it. And I fucking posted that shit. And I ended up going through Dauntless Because Dauntless is another game that does a whole lot of stuff right out of the gate, but it doesn't explain a whole lot. And that's probably going to be one of the next ones that we review. So I made a video that very quickly and very briefly went over all the starting systems that a new hunter needs to know. And I was like, okay, that went really well. It didn't take very long. I'm going through the editing process, and I noticed it was almost an hour long, and I was like, holy shit. So then the next day, I started going back over the systems again, but in a lot more detail. I didn't, go over all of them or anything like that. And it was still almost an hour long. And it was just like, okay, so this is going to be another one of those where, like, I'm going to have to keep an eye on the clock. Otherwise, next thing I know, I've got, like, a fucking 10-hour video, and the sun's coming up, and my kids are waking up to make breakfast. And so it just like with a podcast, like, it's going to take time. And realizing, how much time has elapsed and, the content and everything like that. Because, I mean, shit, even after you guys came on, there's been some episodes that are 2+ hours.
Yeah.
So, that...
Have you listened to any of those? Yeah.
The ones that are 2 hours long? Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like, go back and listen to some of the first ones.
Boy.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A huge difference. I actually did that the other day. I listened to the very first one that we did, and I was just like, oh my god, this is fucking garbage. Like, this is absolute garbage. And then I went back and I listened. I actually listened to the last one that we recorded, and it was like, there's no way that it's the same guys. Like, there's no fucking way. Because, like, now we have fun with it, and we're confident about it, and, it's just... Now everything just kind of flows, and it just huge night and day difference. Absolutely.
That's funny. I'm going to do that. I'm going to definitely do that.
You should. Like, it's really funny. But no, I mean, now it's not just like, all right, guys, we're signing off. Catch us up on Facebook and Twitter. No, now it's Facebook and Twitter and Twitch
Instagrams.
and YouTube and Instagram and
Instagram.
Yeah. So I mean, now there's tons and tons and tons. I actually need to get the links from you, because on our YouTube page, it has a section to put all of your links on there.
Oh yeah,
all of them, and I have all of them except for the Instagram.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
So,
what Twitter did you use?
I used mine because I didn't know what the official one was.
I'll get the official one.
Okay.
I have it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I already created it.
Okay. Yeah, that way I can update that one, because mine has our logo on it, but it's under Iron Business. It's not under Discount Gaming.
Yeah, no, I have a Discount Gaming one.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's called Discount Gaming Pod. I don't remember.
Something like that.
Something like that. But
I'll get it and we'll post it up.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, oh my god. I think I'm more excited to see how much growth we get with all these different, venues now, or avenues, or whatever. Platforms. That's what I'm looking for. I had a smart moment.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you're talking about.
But it's funny because, like, just looking back and seeing how my online presence has changed in the last year. Because, like, I've never been one for social media. Like, even on Facebook, like, I'll go on, I'll scroll through, watch some videos, whatever. But now it's like every couple of hours, I'm checking the Facebook page, I'm checking my Twitter, I'm responding to people, and, making new contacts and building a network. And, like, I mean, it's just my online presence, and I fucking lost it, all of it. But the way that I act and react to things online has just completely changed. Completely. And it's like I went from having like 1 or 2 followers to just in this last 2 weeks, I've gained like 27 followers on Twitter. And it's like, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. It really is, because the only reason originally, the only reason I even joined Twitter was just to follow the video game designers that
And
I
Donald
liked.
Trump.
Fuck no. But just to follow like the game designers that I like. But now it's like I'm actually talking to designers and talking to YouTube content creators and streamers and people that do their own podcasts, and I mean like just the overall broad range of people that I talk to on a regular basis, and it's not just one-sided conversations. It's amazing. It really is.
That's awesome.
I mean, shit, we had Silas the Creator on the show.
Yeah.
Alex
That was
for
a
the
lot
wins.
of fun.
Yeah,
Silas was really cool.
we should see if we can actually get him to stream with us one night.
Yeah, actually, that'd be fun. Yeah, we should.
Now we can actually see him with his crazy fucking setup.
You weren't there for that episode.
No.
No, I think you had to work that night.
Yeah. That's sad. Yeah, we're closing at like 3 now, so.
Damn. Shit. But other than that, I mean, I think I'm good for that, because if not, I'm just gonna keep talking. You good?
I'm good.
You guys good?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. I wanted to vent a little bit more about Game of Thrones. I think this is probably the last time we're going to be talking about it until we read the books.
I want to start reading the
But-
books. I think that's my next thing is to actually like, because I was talking to Isaiah about how I don't read enough, so I think I'm going to start reading the books,
Nice.
or if not reading them, at least doing Audible or something.
Yeah.
Not
Audiobooks.
sponsored.
Yeah. I'm actually a big fan of audiobooks.
I've never audiobooked.
Really?
Ever.
I like it.
Lectures.
I think that I've only listened to like 3 or 4 audiobooks, but I enjoy it. Like I can experience a book while I'm like doing dishes or cleaning the house or whatever. So
Yeah, no, I think so because I love podcasts, so I'm sure I can listen to someone read a book.
just not ours.
No, I won't listen to ours. I'm not going to give us the satisfaction of I listen.
Nice. Thanks for that. Don't taint the numbers.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Our 2 listeners need to stay clean.
1 listener and 1 bot.
Yeah. True.
That's not even a listening bot. It's just an AI moderator.
They're making sure that we don't say anything racist.
Right. It's probably going nuts after every episode.
Yeah, most likely. Didn't I say cocaine at the beginning of this episode?
Yes, you did.
And now at the end of it too.
Fucking the PR team at our host is like, oh my god, that's it, we're going down. But no, I think I'm good for tonight.
Same.
It was a good episode.
Alright.
What time is it? It's not that late.
2:00.
It's 2. Okay. All right, guys.
I don't think it's that late, but
No. No, it's not that bad.
all right. Well, guys, thank y'all for coming out. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our first successful recording of one of our podcasts. Now, if this footage gets lost, at least we have audio. But guys, we're actually going to be recording this every week. We are going to get to the point where we start streaming for you guys, and that way we can interact with you in real time, answer your questions. You guys can crack some jokes, hang out with us. But definitely keep your eyes open. We will be streaming more. We will be growing the YouTube channel. We have the Twitter accounts. We've got the Facebook page, Discount Gaming. We have the Instagram. I mean, like, we're out there. So any platform that you guys are looking for us, we're on there in some shape, fashion, form. Do we have a Snapchat? Is that still a thing?
I don't think we have a Snapchat.
No, we do not have a Snapchat. It's a thing, but we don't have one.
No.
Should we make a Snapchat? I don't think we need a Snapchat, guys.
Our one listener over there.
Right? Our one consistent
If we
listener.
make a Snapchat, we'll let you guys know. But at the moment, I don't think we need one.
All right, so we don't have a Snapchat.
Instagram stories, though.
Instagram
you
stories.
But guys, we love y'all. Thank y'all for being with us for this entire year. For those of you that are new listeners, thank you for coming out, hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoy this and you stick with us for the next year to come and then some. But hit us up, let us know what you guys think. Any questions, comments, concerns, smart-ass remarks. We enjoy all of it. But for that, you guys stay safe, have a good time, keep discounting, and we'll check y'all later.
Yeah.
I'm John, a.k.a. Iron Business 01.
Brandon, a.k.a. Mortimer Smith.
Mr. Perp 6, a.k.a. Renee.
All right, guys, that's it for us tonight, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.